Hey guys, so unfortunately we came across some technical difficulties during this episode, both with streaming it and with the recording, and I very much apologize for that, but as far as the video podcast goes, we've cut out the video from the beginning of the episode because it was completely out of sync with the audio, and the audio itself ended up with some issues as well, so you might hear a clicking noise at certain points during the audio, and also some speed issues. The audio will speed up at certain points. So I do very much apologize for that, but the good thing is that those issues only happen for the first 30 or so minutes, the first half of the episode. The actual draft segment, which is the real meat of the episode, is completely untouched and perfect. So if you would like to skip ahead to that, it's at about the 33-minute mark. I'll put the actual timestamp in the description. So yeah, click on that if you would like to skip ahead to the draft, which is totally fine with the audio and video. Otherwise, welcome to episode 24, and we'll see you next week. Try to contain it, okay? I know it's funny.
Hall of Famer, yeah.
The greatest heavy metal band in the world, Steel Panther.
Did you get that? That was my sigh. I was sighing. Wow.
And you are going to find a rusty nail, and you're going to slit your wrist, and you're going to kill yourself. That's where you're going, Jack. You need to lighten up.
This is Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Yeah.
When he's driving, and you cut him off at an intersection.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
You gotta do some shrooms or something.
Have you ever seen the Attitude Adjustment? That's a move.
I'm scared because I was actually talking about the voices that I hear in my head, and I now realize we were talking about Randy Orton.
I remember when Chris Benoit killed his family and then hung himself from the weight machine. Let's do that in a match at WrestleMania.
Listen up, turn it up and rock it out. Party on, I wanna hear you scream and shout. This is real, as real as it gets. I came to your town to get some fucking respect. Taking it back to a hardcore level. You better be ready, put your pedal to the metal. Taking it back to a hardcore level. Better be ready, put your pedal to the metal. Go! Whoa, I never give in. Whoa, I never give up. Whoa, I never give in. I just wanna be loved. Whoa, I never give in. Whoa, I never give up. Whoa, I never give in. I just wanna be loved. I want domination.
Hi, Jack Peterson. I am Ajax. I'm Mr. Clean. I'm the man with a strong limited wrestling opinion. I'm not quite Mr. Predictions, but I'm almost there. I'm Sex Pac, and I'm joined again this week by the man across the internet.
If you're Ajax, then I'm Raid the Roach Killer. I'm Phil. I'm Prince Havoc. I'm Mr. Predictions, of course. Of course I'm Mr. Predictions. I say it every week because it's true. There's not a week that goes by where I'm not Mr. Predictions. But I'm also too sweet. I'm also Mr. New Glasses. And Jack, who won the predictions? I just want you to say it.
You want me to say? I see. All right. Well, you know,
Who won it?
I don't really want to say this, but I think I have to. You won, and the legitimacy of your win is definitely in question. But I'll say it. You won. You're still Mr. Predictions. I'm not Mr. Predictions, and I hate to say it, but it's true. You won again this week. I mean, I won the SummerSlam pick individually, but you won the TakeOver picks, and you got more overall points, and I was not able to pass you in the predictions.
You weren't.
The score, as it stands right now, after TakeOver and SummerSlam happened, the score is 45 points for Phil, 42 points for myself. So, let me run down what happened real quick here. Well, for TakeOver, we were both correct in picking all the matches we agreed on, but the match we disagreed on the show was the ladder match, which was worth 2 points. You picked Damian Priest, I had Cameron Grimes, and you know what? Damian Priest, well, he won that match, so that's 2 points for you right off the bat. And then at SummerSlam, it went a little back and forth. I was on the edge of my seat during SummerSlam because I won the Raw Tag Team titles match with the Profits being Andrade and Garza. And then it ultimately came down to the two women's matches, the two women's title matches, where Asuka lost to Bayley but defeated Sasha Banks. So we each got a point for that. And because of that, well, I technically won the picks because I got 5-4 because I got two of those matches that we disagreed on over only one point you had over me. But it was not enough for me to pass you. Unfortunately, you're Mr. Predictions, and that also means you get the first draft pick in today's draft. And I hate to say it, but I mean, go ahead, victory speech time.
Yes, Jack. Jack, I said it. I said it a million times. That I will always be Mr. Predictions. Last week I said I'm gonna come on the show and still be Mr. Predictions, and I still am Mr. Predictions, Jack. Do you know that? And you know what that means? You just said it, and I'll repeat it. That means I get first draft pick. I get to pick who I think is the number one person for this wrestling trivia game next for our 25th anniversary episode. And oh man, it feels good to win. You know what I mean? Do you know how that feels?
No, yes. You know what? I do know how it feels. I was about to about to wallow in my sadness of not being Mr. Predictions, but then I remembered something. You remember 4 episodes ago, episode 20, the episode you, sir, were hosting, and we had a trivia contest between yourself and myself. And I blew you out of the water. I beat you 17 points.
Buzzer. That you were like, you hacked the buzzer.
Right.
And it was bad. It was real. You cheated a lot.
Yeah, apparently I'm some
right.
computer whiz. I deep faked a clip of you saying that you hated Christian, and now apparently I'm hacking online buzzers. I don't know how any of this stuff works, but apparently it was all me. So hey, Mr. Robot over here, right? But yeah, I beat you in the trivia, and next week you'll have an opportunity to rectify that loss because just like I get an opportunity every time we have more pay-per-views to pass you in prediction points, you can prove that maybe you're not so bad at this wrestling trivia stuff. You'll be able to draft a team of 5 listeners, 5 friends of ours, to take on my team of 5. And whichever team wins there, I mean, I guess we're kind of the undisputed champions of trivia, right?
Yep. And Jack, you know what? I'll say this right now. You're Mr. Trivia. I'll give it to you. I'll give you that name.
Yeah, I'll take it.
But after next week, I'll be Mr. Trivia and Mr. Predictions.
Oh, really? Really? Well, we're going to find out. And today, right here, episode 24, 1 week away from the biggest FightGeist episode in history, the biggest and greatest event in the history of our sport, ladies and gentlemen, the 25th anniversary of FightGeist. We today, not next week, today, right here, right now, are going to draft our teams. We're going to pick who we want on our teams to take on the other guy and the other guy's team. So by the end of tonight, you will find out exactly who falls on which side of the fence, if you will. But before we get to all that, we have 10 people to draft later on. But before we get to all that, we have to talk about this weekend because a lot of shit happened. TakeOver happened, Summerslam happened, there were title changes, there were incredible matches, there were shitty matches. And I don't know, what'd you think of the whole weekend? TakeOver, SummerSlam, and all the rest.
Okay, so we had TakeOver, we had AEW, Tournament of Survival, we had AEW Tournament of Survival. What was the other thing? It was something on Saturday. What did I say? AEW TakeOver Tournament of Survival. Then we had Jersey Shore, Jimmy Lloyd's, and SummerSlam. And I only saw. Now I wasn't even home for any of these events, but I saw TakeOver, SummerSlam, and Tournament of Survival all the way up to the event, and all of it was really good. I have seen AEW. Completely even forgot until like an hour ago that AEW was on today. So I didn't get to see that. Did you see AEW?
I saw AEW. Yeah. To be honest, I've seen most of AEW. I heard about the big title changes that happened. I heard about the stuff that I haven't seen basically. But it was interesting thing because AEW actually went head-to-head with TakeOver this time. They had a regular episode of Dynamite, but it was the tail end
started before it.
Yeah, it did, but I think the tail end of it collided with the beginning of TakeOver a little bit. So I don't know how many viewers they might have lost from that. But regardless,
I thought it was good though.
Yeah. It was a weekend. I don't know. Slam House disappointed with some of the endings. TakeOver.
Oh God.
you want about that?
Dude. Seth Rollins and Dominic match, it was really cool, I gotta say. It was like, I don't know. Dominic did good, but I don't know. I kind of wish, I can't talk. I kind of wish Seth faced somebody else. Just like how I kind of wish Adam Cole faced somebody else on TakeOver. I don't know. I think the takeover match with Adam Cole is like, I don't know, I was kind of annoyed with it. I remember Adam, that guy, that football guy, he was
Pat
really
McGee,
annoying.
yeah.
Yeah, but not gonna lie, he did do pretty good in the ring, but whatever.
I mean, did you
But
see that backflip, man? Come on. I'm a Pat
Oh,
McGee
yeah.
fan.
Oh yeah, that was real good. The Seth and Dominic match, okay, I thought it was really good. But I don't know, I guess I feel like it would be better to see that fight like a real wrestler. But whatever. It was still a really good match. Glad he won. You know, that's awesome. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Talk about
Randy.
Okay.
Orton. What kind of shit was that? A backslide pin? He won the backslide pin?
Yeah.
Randy was this close to win. He was this close to winning, and the backslide pin is what did it. Just like the match with Alex Cole and Schlack. A roll-up pin beats Schlack. Like, what's this? What's this roll-up pin? Backslide.
And honestly, why would they have that little 20-minute match, which I thought was a great match, Drew versus Randy? And,
Amazing.
and then have it finish like that with that fucking backslide. And then I guess because Randy attacked Drew the following night on Raw, that they're going to have a rematch. But still, the SummerSlam is the time when, if I can Bret Hart frame, the SummerSlam is the time when these big matches should have big fishes. When the title changes would happen, if they're going to happen. If Randy Orton beats Drew McIntyre Payback, or if he beats him at fucking whatever Clash of Champions, I mean, nobody's going to care about that. SummerSlam's the time, you know?
Exactly, sometimes the time. Randy Orton won. Sasha Banks shouldn't have lost. Oh my god, dude, it's breaking my heart. It's really breaking my heart. Not gonna lie though, Nia and Baszler, I like Shayna for different reasons though. I like outside the ring. Cause I like Nia on Divas is like hilarious, and Shayna Baszler on Raw Talk is also pretty hilarious. She's actually cool. So I kind of am a fan of them now. Thanks to those two shows, Total Divas and Raw Talk. But what I was saying was that if they beat Sasha Banks for the tag titles, I would be too mad because they actually are. I kind of like them now.
Yeah. I think they will beat them too. I feel like we're not doing payback predictions because we don't have all the matches released because they only have a week for these matches to happen. It's only a few matches have been confirmed. If I could put out a sort of prediction here, I do think Nia and Jane are going to win those tag titles because I think now that Sasha's lost her belt and Bayley's the only, if they lose the tag title, Bayley's the only one with the title. I think this is where they start to feud with each other. This could lead to Hell in a Cell. This could lead to Hell in a Cell between the two, or something else. I think SummerSlam would have been a good time to actually have them fight each other because it would have been the 5-year anniversary of that match. But if they're going to do it now, that's fine, and if they're going to do it now, it would be right now. I think they lose those tag titles right now because Sasha just lost belts. We'll see what happens from there. But I was disappointed this weekend by a couple of things. The Randy Orton finish sucked. A couple matches were a bit not what expected. Randy Rowan match was fine until the finish really abruptly. Now someone's just on WWE. Like I know he got
That was fun.
kidnapped or whatever. She got almost kidnapped, and you know she's basically in witness protection at this point. You know, okay, I get it, but she can have a full match. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, the match really good. I liked it. And honestly, I kind of wish. No, not. I kind of wanted somebody to win. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Just
for a second
the
she
way,
will?
like I don't know. I mean, of course,
Mhm.
but it's like, oh no, somebody doing her heel was very cool. And then I don't know, came up with all these tattoos and stuff, and I don't know. I found liking for her right when she left, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Send her to AW.
I think she's actually gone. I think she's just taking some time off because he's, traumatized. I don't know, PTSD is this happened. So one disappointment I had was the way that the Killer Cross and Keith Lee match went. Like, I'm confused why it took, he couldn't beat him with the rear naked choke maneuver, but he could beat him with a fucking superplex. This is a guy who just won this title. He's like unstoppable, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross comes in. It makes sense that he would beat him, I guess. We both predicted him to beat him. But the way he beat him, I mean, come on. He beat him with a superplex. Like, why is this okay? He
beat him with a super back body drop.
Right. Even worse.
And it's not just a regular back body drop. It's the Karrion Kross back body drop. So it's, stronger.
Is it stronger, really? Because a big tattooed guy with a manager does it like that's.
He was a hitman.
I've heard he was a hitman. Did he use that superplex to kill people in real life? Because if so, I mean, maybe I can stop questioning its legitimacy. But, and yeah, Sebi says, bigger they are, the harder they fall, and that is generally true. But then, I mean, why wasn't Keith Lee able to beat Karrion Kross with the Spirit Bomb? I don't know. These questions maybe don't make that much sense. I was also disappointed by Damian Priest winning, not just because it gave you 2 points, but because I find Damian Priest just kind of boring. I wanted something a little bit different. I mean, I wanted Cameron Grimes to win. Not only did I pick him, but I felt like that would have been a fun title reign. Bronson Reed could have won. I would have been happy. Johnny Gargano could have won. I mean, I would have been kind of interested. I don't like Gargano that much anymore, but I've been interested. I love him. Yeah, I don't like heel Gargano, but I would have accepted it. Damian Priest, I think he's a great wrestler. I think his entrance is cool, but as a character, I'm just bored of him. I'm just done with Damian Priest, and now he's got a belt, so he's going to be relevant for even longer, and I just don't care. But
I don't know how you don't like him, but okay. You don't like cool people, I forgot.
Right, yeah, you forgot about that part. But overall, it was quite a weekend, big weekend for wrestling. It's huge. I love the Seth Rollins Dominic Mysterio match. I loved the Drew McIntyre Randy Orton match, except for the finish. And Falls Anywhere kind of sucked. Roman Reigns being back was interesting. I predicted last week.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
We're talking about Roman Reigns being back.
Roman Reigns is back.
No, Tama Tonga debut. What are you talking about?
Tama Tonga, right? Yeah, with his Tama Tonga with Invisalign, right? Roman Reigns is in fact and decided to inject himself as Universal High Picture weekend 2, which we predicted. But again, I was surprised by the way it happened. Just like the Killer Wrestling, it was like he just basically, okay, sit your ass on the wood and whatever. It just was so boring to me.
The bigger they are, the harder they felt. I messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's not a very hard sentence to say, but you did mess it up.
Also, his hair, yeah, I know. His hair, communications major, eh? The hair, he cut it, and that left that gave him a cushion.
Oh, that's
but now that he's bald, he has no cushion on his head.
He has no cushion. That is true. I feel like Roman Reigns, unfortunately, is probably just going to win this title at Payback, though. It's a triple threat, right? So
I'm not mad at my television every week.
Exactly. I want to like him too.
Okay, not gonna lie though, he was talking pretty heelish.
He was
talking pretty heelish. So I could get behind it. Okay, I'm just gonna say right now that I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Because of the way he was talking.
Yeah, right.
He was actually being cool.
He was being cool. He was being a little different than he usually is, but at the same time, it's still Roman Reigns. I mean, I know he had the whole cancer thing. I know that it's cool to like him now or whatever, and he was gone for a little while, but I still don't know if I'm on board. But regardless, he's back. The Fiend's champion. Let's
hope if he's gonna be a different character, I'm all for it. But if it's the same Roman Reigns,
yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
But again, that's SmackDown, which is the B show. I care about Monday Night Raw.
Do you care about Monday Night Raw? Well, one thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, and that's happening on both Raw and SmackDown for a while, is this group called Retribution, right? They have been they've been coming in and out, and they've been attacking people. They've been destroying pieces of technology. They've been wreaking havoc, if you will. Is this the thing people say still? That's definitely a thing Michael Cole says. But yeah, Retribution has been around, and they've been kind of, I don't know, would you say ruining the show? I feel like it's a weird group, but they've been doing some questionable things, and I don't know whether I like them or dislike them, but I mean there sure are a lot of members, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of you brought up earlier that you counted the amount of members.
Yeah.
How many was that?
Well, last time when they were SmackDown, when they surrounded the ring with Fiend and Strowman in there, I paused and counted, and I counted 13 people. So
that's a lot. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Now I've heard a rumor that WWE doesn't actually know who the Retribution members are going to be. They just have random PC people come out and wear the masks, and they're going to figure it out and reveal later on. But regardless, 13 people, they're going to have 13 good reveals. It can't be 8s and 8s with every member being Devon Dudley. It's got to be something legitimate, right? So I don't know. Who do you think's in Retribution?
Aces and 8s was awesome, sir.
Yeah, not really.
Excuse your French.
Yeah, please excuse my French.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't believe that rumor. I don't believe any of those WWE rumors online anymore. They've all let me down so much in the past that I just don't believe. But who knows? But I noticed that there were like girls in Retribution on Raw. It was I think it was 3 girls. I think I counted 3 girls and 3 guys, if I'm correct.
Right. At one
what's that?
At one point that was true, but the amount of people who come out every time is always different. When there's 13 members, I think there was only 1 or 2 female members in the whole group. So I don't know. Do they know what they're doing? I don't know.
I have no clue, but I like how it's just different every time. And honestly, I thought Seth was a part of it because he was on the ramp smiling. He was grinning. I thought all of them were going to go to Seth, come behind him, and they were going to be his disciples, Retribution. But no, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case.
Unfortunately, no.
They were doing this thing where they would go like this, as if they're going to take their mask off and stuff.
Yeah.
And every time it got me, I was like, oh, what?
They were probably itchy.
They're doing it. Yeah, probably just itchy. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with this, but I like it. I like how they kind of ruin the show and stuff. It's pretty cool.
If you had to venture a guess, who do you think is part of Retribution? I have a couple of theories.
Jason Jordan.
all 13 members are just Jason Jordan?
Yeah. Wait, what's the guy from Dan Bugay? From
Dobby.
From Raw.
Abu.
Yeah.
Dobby.
From Raw Underground. Yeah.
Tyrelli Singh? Yes, correct.
I think that guy might be a part of it.
Okay.
From Raw Underground.
What if it's just all the Raw Underground guys? What if Shane McMahon's the leader? Dookie Daki's in there. That guy Arturo is in there. Shayna Baszler and Dolph Ziggler and the Viking Raiders. And
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, what if it? Like, I'm gonna say other people from Raw Underground too. Because
yeah,
who
it
knows?
Could be. You never
Who
know.
knows?
I would hate that.
I have no clue. I really am. I'm lost. I don't know. It could really be anyone. It could really be anyone. It's John Cena.
It's
Who knows?
You know,
It's Kurt Angle.
it's funny you say John Cena. And I'll get to my theory about John Cena here. But first of all, I want to throw another theory at you. But what if these guys? What if they pulled off their black masks, right? And
Right.
they revealed another set of black masks underneath? Because when I'm watching this, I'm watching other parts of Raw. They seem very familiar. These costumes. They seem a little bit too much like Akira Tozawa's ninjas for my taste. What if they pull off
They
their
do.
masks and they're just the ninjas underneath?
Oh, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah, what if they just pull off and it's just those ninjas? Oh man, you're on this here. What if it's the same masked men that was in the Mako character in SmackDown vs. Raw 2009? What if it's just them?
True, could be.
What if they
13 of
take off
those
their
guys.
mask and then they take off their pants and the guy has camel pants and the ski mask like a SmackDown vs. Raw 2009? Who knows?
Exactly.
You ever played that? You ever played that storyline where you had to figure out who the masked man was?
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you who it is. I want you to play it. It's the best. It's one of the
it's-
best wrestling storylines ever.
Is it? I think Retribution is on the same track as well. I thought at first that maybe this was going to be like a bunch of NXT guys coming up. Retribution for, I don't know, being disrespected. Retribution for, they won at Survivor Series, but Retribution for being attacked
Yeah.
so many times or
Like
whatever.
those guys. Who had tag team that was like there and that was their whole thing.
The
Who the
Ascension?
hell was it? No, it was like that tag team where it was like they were treated bad in NXT or whatever, and they formed a tag team and they were on Raw for like 2 weeks.
Oh, the Forgotten Sons. Yeah.
Yeah, them.
It might be the
They're
Forgotten
definitely
Sons.
forgotten.
Yeah, they were
might be
forgotten
them.
already. But when I think about, I thought that maybe like Tommaso Ciampa could have been in the group because he had been taken out by Cross, right? Dijakovic?
It's Virgil.
Virgil must be. But now Ciampa's coming back on NXT this week, so it's not him. But unless big swerve. But when I think about the possibility that this could be NXT guys, it makes me think of a different group of NXT guys, the original NXT guys. You remember the Nexus?
Yeah, I remember them.
So I've got an interesting theory here. You realize that it's
Okay.
been exactly 10 years since Nexus debuted. They debuted on Raw in June of 2010, right around the time I started watching in July. But I think Retribution debuted on Raw in June of 2020, right? Exactly 10 years later. It's the same gimmick. When they showed up, they tore up the ring, they tore about the ringside
did.
area. Same gimmick. They destroyed the screens, right? All that. Attacked people, heel and face. They had no allegiance, right? What if they're the same guys?
What if it's Wade Barrett? What if Heath Slater isn't even in TNA? That's just some other guy. That's
Yeah.
not even him. What if Heath Slater still has no beard and long orange hair like the Wendy's girl, and he's just been hiding this whole time, waiting for this moment to strike?
Exactly. We haven't seen the real Slayer since 2013.
Exactly. What if Drew McIntyre isn't Drew McIntyre? It's just some freaking guy from Scotland that grew a beard.
True. Well, he's not. He's never in the Nexus, so I don't know if that's an act. Maybe you're right. Maybe Drew McIntyre also an imposter.
But they were in a tag team together, 3MB. What if it's Jinder Mahal? What if it's 3MB and the Nexus?
Ooh, see, that would explain why Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre look so different when they came back, because they were different guys. They were never the same people. The
Exactly.
original Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal were actually under Retribution masks for the last 10 years.
Exactly.
Let me throw a hard fact at you. Look, the only
Okay,
member
let's
of
do
the original Nexus who is still in WWE is Daniel Bryan, right? So
True.
he was only in WWE. I mean, he was only in the Nexus for a month, right? Or
Like
even
a few days, yeah.
a couple days. What am I talking about? Yeah, he choked out the announcer and then he got fired and was no longer in the Nexus. But we haven't seen Daniel Bryan in like a month or two. He's not doing anything. Every other member of the Nexus is off somewhere else. A lot of them have fallen off the face of the earth, so we don't even know. They could come back at any time, right? In theory, Daniel Bryan is doing nothing right now. He's got no other preoccupations. He might as well be in Retribution. Now, do you remember when Bray Wyatt was known as Husky Harris, and when he was in the Nexus, the Retribution, they surrounded the ring when the Fiend and Braun Strowman were in the ring. They attacked Braun Strowman. They chose not to attack the Fiend. So, the Fiend, aka Husky Harris, is in the group. All right. Now look.
Okay.
Another thing. All right. CM Punk, you might have heard about this. CM Punk tweeted out something about getting his retribution, right? He tweeted out something where he was hinting at perhaps being in the group. Of course, he's done this many times before.
Yeah.
It's probably a red herring. He's done this before. But no, it's not a red herring. This is all an organized effort. CM Punk
Oh.
was the leader of the Nexus in 2011. Remember that?
Was, yeah.
He led the Nexus at one point for several months.
He did.
If he's getting his Retribution, if the Fiend is not being attacked by Retribution and maybe is even part of the group, if Daniel Bryan is missing, if the rest of the Nexus are nowhere to be seen, this is all connected. Connect the dots.
It is.
Dot your I's, cross your T's. This is a conspiracy, my friend.
Oh my God! What if? Because there's so many members. What if they're just mashing up a bunch of different factions? So it'll be Nexus, it'll be 3MB, it'll be the Core, all of them getting their Retribution.
It's what you said. That was my initial thought. But do you know how many members throughout its history were part of the Nexus?
How many?
13.
And you saw 13 people you counted.
There were
You counted
13
13
members of
people.
Retribution on SmackDown. There were 13 members of the Nexus throughout its history. Wade Barrett, Daniel Bryan, Darren Young, Skip Sheffield, Michael Tarver, Justin Gabriel, Heath Slater, David Otunga, Husky Harris, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt, CM Punk, Michael McGillicuddy, Mason Ryan, and John Cena. 13
John
people.
Cena.
13 masks. 13
Oh
Retribution members. Unlucky number 13.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're getting their Retribution for the way the Nexus was booked in 2010.
Oh my God.
It all
Wait a
makes
minute.
sense.
Wait a minute, what about girls? Just remember, I counted 3 girls.
That's a good point. It's a good point. But,
If it's their wives, maybe
It-
3 of the wrestlers from
Right.
Nexus can't wrestle anymore, so they put their wives out there to wrestle.
exactly. Have you
Open
seen?
your
When's the last time you saw Mason Ryan? When's the last time you saw, Mike Tarver? Also, there is such a thing as disguising yourself. There is such a thing as, drag queens. Such a thing as
Yeah.
costumes and shit they can put together to make themselves appear to be completely different
True.
than they really are.
That girl voice wasn't even a girl voice. It was all
Fake.
fake.
I mean, you remember when Mick Foley and The Rock fought in a quit match, and Rock used a fake recording of Mick Foley saying, "I quit." So
Oh, yeah.
go ask The Rock. He's with John Cena at Survivor Series 2011. So he knows John Cena. He may not like him, but he respects him enough to give him the tape recording device that he used against Mankind. Now, John Cena, who was the leader of Retribution, used that tape recording device to create fake voices to make the members of the Retribution, the Nexus, whatever you want to call them, sound like female voice. Sound even like other voices that aren't the Nexus. Maybe if you were to slow down and listen to those voices, you might not hear a British accent. You might not hear Wade Barrett's voice. But that's because they changed it a little bit.
Oh my God! What if it is the Nexus, but instead of Wade Barrett, it's Michael Bisping?
Michael Bisping. That's... what? Wait. Huh?
Think about it.
I'm thinking about it. I might have lost me. I thought I was on a conspiracy tangent, but Michael Bisping?
Yeah. Doesn't it make sense to you?
No, please explain.
He doesn't have an eye.
Right.
Doing all these versus gimmick matches, taking other people's eyes out. And think about it. Wait a minute. I just thought of a whole other theory. Okay, listen to this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're having these eye versus these eye things, right?
Right.
Rey Mysterio doesn't have an eye. Aleister Black doesn't have an eye. Last night on Raw, he got mad and he freaking killed Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels doesn't have an eye.
Oh yeah. And Michael Bisping doesn't have an eye either.
Right.
So what if they're in
Zach Gowen
Retribution?
does a leg.
No legs, doesn't have any legs.
Right.
What if they're all Retribution? What
Oh
if
my
what you're saying? What if it's more than 13 members? What if it's everything that you're saying with the Nexus and everything I'm saying with these people with no eyes?
I think you might be on to something here. I think we might both be on to something.
Because think about it. Henry Cejudo,
Right.
shut up on AEW. That's a UFC
That's
fighter.
true. That's true.
Cain Velasquez wasn't WWE. So why can't Bisping be here too? Think
No,
about it.
I'm connecting the dots here. So, what you're saying is, okay, let me look at this here. Retribution, when you rearrange the letters Retribution, it spells Nexus. And when you rearrange the letters of Nexus, it spells Bisping. Holy shit.
Yes. Yes. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
This is insane. I think we've
Bro.
covered the entire next year of WWE plans.
I think we did. Why even watch now? We already know what's gonna happen.
Exactly. And honestly, we could just book this whole thing ourselves. This is honestly better than anything they've done in the last few years anyway.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
You heard it first on FightGeist.
You heard it here
Retribution is
first.
the Nexus, and also there's some UFC guys in there, and also if you're missing an eye, then you're also part of Retribution.
Jen Cormier got his eye all messed up in the fight.
Yeah,
In the fight with Stipe.
right.
But if he's of it too.
Holy shit.
Listen, there's an eye thing going around.
There is an eye
John
going around.
Moxley lost an eye.
Yep,
Santana lost an eye.
true.
What if they're all part of it? What if WWE and AEW won? What if every wrestling promotion?
The word retribution, but there's only one I in the word 13 for how many members are in retribution.
Oh,
That's a hint, because all the members only have one I. And there's no I in team, but they are a team, so that's a swerve, you know?
Swerve.
Because you
Swerve.
Oh,
Why
and then
haven't we
Shane
seen more episodes of
Strickland.
that? Why haven't we seen more episodes of that? Because Retribution shut it down.
Right, because they broke
Because they were in the background. The actual members of Retribution were in the background of episodes of Swerve.
Right.
So if we go back and watch old Swerved episodes on the WWE Network, we can see who's in Retribution.
Oh, it must be. We have to connect dots. We have to put it together. And don't forget about Isaiah Swerve Scott. He has a bigger role in this than any of us know.
Oh yeah.
We're just 7 days away from the biggest event in wrestling podcast history. That can't be disputed. Don't look it up. Don't look at the numbers. Don't question me. This is the biggest event, not only in wrestling podcast history, but like I said before, the biggest event in the history of our sport. FightGeist episode 25, the 25th anniversary of FightGeist. That's what we're calling it. Don't look that up either. We are going to be having a massive competition between listeners, more specifically between myself and Phil, because we love those competitions. We love the Mr. Predictions competitions. We love the trivia contest from episode 20. We love any chance that me and Phil get to go one-on-one in any kind of competition, whether he wins, whether I win. Ultimately, it's great because the sparks really, they do fly. Usually we end up in arguments or competitions with each other, whether we like it or not. Usually we're fighting about golf, or we're fighting about Phil not showing up to the show, or we're fighting about the Young Bucks. But next week we're going to be fighting about so much more. We're going to be fighting about our teams and which one is smarter, which one is better at wrestling knowledge, which one knows more about FightGeist, the alternative wrestling podcast, because there will be questions about us. There will be questions about wrestling. There will be questions about maybe other stuff. And we'll find that out all next week. This week, right here, right now, we'll find out who's on what team. We're going to draft our teams. We are drafting 5 people each, listeners, friends of ours, onto our teams for next week. And hey, don't be a draft dodger, okay? Because this is mandatory. And you are going to be under the knife, under the under the microscope next week. We're going to find out how much you know about wrestling, how much you know about us, and basically just, how smart you are in general. We're going to really put the pressure on you next week. So be scared, because right now we're drafting you and you have no choice. So, Phil, unfortunately, because you won, or you're ahead in the predictions game right now, after last weekend, I thought I would be, but you are. We established the rules last week, and we have to stick to them. You get the first draft pick today. We have 10 people to draft. Before you pick that, actually, I got to say one more thing. We're actually going to have teams of 6 next week, but we are not going to tell you who that 6th member is, because Phil and I each get to pick a 6th member. We're drafting 5 people each. We each get to pick a 6th member. Yeah, that will be a mystery to not only everybody in the chat and everybody listening, but it will be a mystery to each other. I'm not telling him who my pick is. I got some ideas right here. He's got some ideas, I'm sure. We each are going to have a mystery 6th man or woman, and you'll find out next week. But the people who you will know, who I'm sure everybody listening knows from, maybe they've called in before, maybe they've been in the chat and we've read their messages. These are celebrities to us. These are good friends of ours, good supporters of the show, and they're going to be on our teams for next week. So, Phil, without any further ado, I think it's time for you to select your first draft pick.
It's time for my first draft pick. I could pick anybody. It's crazy. I could pick Logan Stein. I could pick Sebi.
You could.
I could pick Pat. I could pick Urkajerk.
I'd be very surprised if you
Dreadmane.
picked Sebi, because you are arch rivals. It'd be like you picking me.
Who knows? Who knows who I'm gonna pick? Let me take this off so you can hear me clearly when I say my first pick.
Okay. Do you
All
want a
right.
drum roll or what?
Drum roll.
Okay, I want everybody in the chat to do a drum roll too, and I'll give one. Ready?
My first pick is Urkajerk.
Fuck! Shit! Oh, that was my first pick. God damn it. Alright. Urkajerk has been drafted to Team Phil. Congratulations, Urkajerk.
Welcome to
is
the winning team.
Not going to happen. The first overall draft pick is, in fact, the one and only Urkajerk. Whether that will pay off for you in the end, Phil.
It will.
It will it. Phil, do me a favor. Write down the teams for me right now, okay? That'll be your job. And
So give me a pen.
yeah, find a pen. Logan Stein in the chat is booing. Logan Stein, just you wait. I know that you have had a rivalry with Urkajerk here, and I hope you do end up on the opposite team so that we can see you guys go one-on-one, if you will. But it is time for me to pick my second pick. And I have 2 people here who I'm deciding between, because I have a ranked list of everybody who I wanted on my team. I have draft picks, but I need to make a concrete decision as far as who my first draft pick is between these 2 people.
Right.
So just so that you can't steal him, because I know you want this guy on your team.
Exactly who you're gonna pick, and it's all good.
All right. My first draft pick is Patrick from the Boulevard Bullies.
Yep.
All right. Write it down. Mark it down. And while you're at it, why don't you mark down that that you're gonna lose next week?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lose. Thank you. I knew you were gonna pick Pat. Of course you were
Did
gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course you're gonna pick my golfing mate.
Yeah.
But it's all right.
Well, who's your second draft pick? Let's go straight to that.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for my second draft pick?
I am, and I'm hoping you're not going to steal somebody I really want here.
Yeah?
Yep.
Really?
Go ahead.
Who do you really want?
I'm not telling you who I really want.
I'm going with Bald Steve.
Oh,
got
shit.
Pat. I got Bald
Okay.
Steve.
Really? Nice.
That's how we're doing this. Yep.
Nice. All right. So we, you know what that means? The Boulevard Bullies, or the I guess the members of the Boulevard Bullies in their current incarnation, are on opposite teams. Very interesting. Okay. All right. The overall third pick is Bald Steve. Nice. My second pick is the other person who I was trying to decide between. So I'm glad you picked Bald Steve, so I could pick the other, who I could get, both of the two people who I wanted first. Somebody who I know you don't like, and to be frank, I've had my issues with him in the past as well. But I have to draft him. He is a vital part of FightGeist.
Okay.
My second draft pick is Sebi.
Yeah, I didn't want to pick him.
I know you didn't want to pick him. You guys have had almost a longer running rivalry than you and I have had, and
as of late though, we've been getting along.
I guess so, but you won't get along next week, because next week.
If I were to pick him, it would have been out of spite.
Oh, wait, you would have picked him out of spite?
Yeah, just to make you mad.
Oh,
'Cause I knew you wanted him.
Oh, I see. Just to take him from me, which is what you did with Urkajerk too.
Yeah. No, Orkajerk I really wanted.
Okay.
But Bald Steve, like Pat said, we're the two oldest, so it makes sense.
Right.
He's been alive for a long time, so I think he might do better.
Right.
Than
this is
Sebi.
that
Been alive
could be
for like a year.
Right. This is very interesting because we have who are I'm going to say it, probably our two biggest fans or our two most staunch contributors, Urkajerk and Sebi, on opposite sides. We have the two Boulevard Bullies members who are frequently in the chat on opposite sides. Who else is going to be on opposite sides? Who else is going to be clashing here? I think it's time for you to pick your third pick.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Oh man, this is hard. Damn. Yeah, this is kind of hard because I'm like.
You want to weigh whether it's somebody you want or whether it's somebody you want to take from me, right?
Not even. Okay,
And-
I think. Damn. I think I'm gonna go with Logan Stein.
Oh, really? Even though, here's the thing about Logan Stein is that
What?
Logan Stein and Urkajerk are at each other's throats. So is this a smart pick for you? Because you could have these two people who hate each other, who are constantly clashing in the chat. Do you want them on the same team? Is this one of those things in elementary school where you can't have two people crossing the river at the same time? You can't have the hunter and the deer crossing at the same time because the hunter will kill the deer.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna form a good friendship out of the two of them.
Interesting. So you're going for a team hell no situation. I respect it.
No,
I respect
I don't want to. I don't know. I'm scared now. Oh my god. See, because it's like, I don't know. It's very hard.
Oh, it's hard.
Because you know what? I don't want truces. Forget truces. If you hate somebody, try and kill them. That's how I live. Fuck a truce. What's a truce?
Are you just getting this from the chat because Boulevard Bullies is saying Phil is a terrible booker?
I don't care what Pat says. That piece of trash is gonna lose.
Okay. Oh, all right. Fair enough.
Fuck 'em.
Who are you picking then? If you're not picking Logan Stein as your third pick, who is on your team?
I'm gonna pick Green Man.
Green Man.
I'm gonna go with Green Man.
I like it.
Yep.
Okay. Well then, in that case, my third pick is Logan Stein.
Good.
So Urkajerk and Logan Stein are actually on opposite teams, even though they just came to a little bit of a truce in the chat. And
No, we don't do that. We don't do those. We don't do those on my team.
okay, fine.
I thought it over, and now it's like, you know what? No truces. What is this? What is this? We don't do truces over here.
I agree.
Oh,
I agree, which is why I wanted all these people who would naturally clash to be on opposite teams. But all right, you get Green Man from a Shot of Wrestling, which we were talking about this earlier. You may get both members of Shot of Wrestling because we were talking about having them as one solid entry together, both Green Man and Michael J. Putty, right? So
Yep.
that might have been an even better pick than any other pick you could have made because you might get two people for the price of one.
Yeah, it was between Logan and Green Man, but I remember Green Man. Never mind, I'm not even gonna say it. Well, whatever. Let's go. I made the right pick, and I know it in my heart.
That's fair.
I'm not even gonna say anything else.
I think it's
Actually, I got a pick.
Yeah, if you pick Green Man, I picked Logan Stein, then it's your turn again. Your fourth pick, right?
Yeah, you ready for it?
Yeah.
Coyote Omega.
Ah, shit. Fuck. You see, he last week in the Discord when we were drafting, not drafting, but when we were choosing people who would be drafted, Coyote said that he was Team Jack all the way. He said that he was going to destroy your team.
Mm-hmm,
and
yeah, I know.
You've taken him away from me. He was my next pick.
What can you do?
This
is the privilege you get when you're missing predictions.
Right.
You get to go first, and you have an advantage all the time. See, I got in your head. I picked Logan because I knew it wasn't the right fit, and I knew if I made a big deal about Logan and then picked Green Man, you would have picked Logan, and I would have gotten Coyote Omega.
True.
Boom.
It's
What's
smart.
up?
That's actually really smart. Okay. I'll give you. All right. I'll give you the point there. Logan Stein in the chat, very confident, does say that Urka Jerk is going to have to call him Grand Trivia Master Logan Stein, not just the simple Logan Stein.
Never.
I believe it.
We're gonna
I've
have to
got
call
a
him
pretty
Loser
damn good
Stein.
team. Loser Stein. Yeah, you're hilarious. So to give it a quick rundown, we have three more people. To draft, and right now, before we get to my fourth pick, your team, Phil, is Urka Jerk, Bald Steve, Green Man / Shot of Wrestling, and Coyote Omega.
Yep.
My team right now is Sebi, Pat, and Logan Stein.
Right.
So with my fourth pick, okay, this is an interesting conundrum. With my fourth pick, I'm gonna throw a curveball at you. I'm gonna pick somebody who yeah, this isn't the guy who's ever been on our show before. He's in the chat a lot. He's never called into the show. He's never appeared on our show.
Okay.
We've appeared on his show though. This is a guy. His name is David Russell, aka Deathmatch Russell.
I was gonna go with him.
He knows a lot about wrestling. He knows a lot about indie wrestling, deathmatch wrestling. I think he's an ace in the hole because I think this guy, trivia-wise, might be able to top anybody on your team. Deathmatch Russell is my pick number 4.
I was gonna go with him. You got me there.
By the way, Urka Jerk says I'm going to eat 3 gummy vitamins instead of 2 every day for the next week. Yeah, Logan Stein, no. You know what? You're very confident, Urka Jerk, and I hate to say it. I hate to put you down. Logan Stein has your number. Okay.
Not at all.
Logan Stein, Sebi, Pat, and Deathmatch Russell all have your number. And the numbers, the collective numbers of Coyote Omega, Bald Steve, Green Man, and you, Phil. Yes, you.
No. Jack, your team absolutely sucks. The only good person on your team is maybe, I don't know, Pat.
Right.
But he still sucks anyway. Come on now. He smokes too much weed. He doesn't remember shit. He doesn't know anything.
Wow.
Right?
Okay, you're drawing some serious lines in the sand.
Sebi's just a 5-year-old, and he doesn't know anything. He only knows Roman Reigns and John Cena. All right? Deathmatch Russell, all he knows is just deathmatch wrestling. That's all he knows. He doesn't know anything beyond deathmatch wrestling.
Damn.
Maybe he knows Bret Hart too. And Logan Stein, oh my God, I hate him. I hate him so much. He absolutely sucks. He doesn't know anything about trivia, and he's just gonna let you down. Every single one of them gonna let you down. I promise you.
Now, I knew this would be a heated competition, a heated debate, trivia contest. I didn't think it would get this personal, But you're shitting on all of my my team members right now, and I don't know. I feel pretty attacked. So you know what I'm gonna say? You know what I'm gonna say?
What?
Urka Jerk. Well, I don't want to insult you, but Urka Jerk, you suck. And Bald Steve, hey, you know what? You're bald. You can't even grow hair. Green Man, you can grow hair, but it's the wrong color. It's green. So good luck with that. And you know what?
Wow.
Coyote Omega, the fact that you declared that you were Team Jack last week, and then you got drafted to Phil's team, and you didn't say shit in the chat. You didn't complain. You didn't stand up for me. You didn't ask to switch teams. Coyote, I'm done with you. Eat shit.
Wow. Heated. Coyote is the man. He's on the right side of history. I saved him.
We'll see about that.
Just like how Seth Rollins saved Buddy Murphy and Austin Theory. I saved Coyote Omega, all right?
Did you?
Green Man, you know what they say about people that are green, Jack?
What do they say?
That they're extremely good at wrestling trivia, all right? I bet
Is
you
that what they
didn't know
say to
that.
people who are green?
Yeah.
That's what green
They're
means?
the best at wrestling. Yeah. You know that girl from Guardians of the Galaxy? That green girl?
Yeah.
She's extremely good at wrestling trivia. She's actually the wrestling trivia champion right now, all right? And they're from the same family.
Did not
So
know
it's-
that, but I'll take your
Honestly,
word for it.
I can only have green. I could have Green Man. I could just have Green Man and win the whole thing.
Uh,
But now Bald Steve is the smartest person I know. I don't know anyone smarter than Bald Steve. So of course he's gonna excel at this trivia. And Urka Jerk is just the ultimate human being, the ultimate wrestling fan, the ultimate wrestling trivia competitor. I don't know anyone better, honestly. I said I could win this whole thing with Green Man. Honestly, I could win this whole thing with half of Urka Jerk. That's how
Half?
good she is. Piece of trash.
hmm.
Your team sucks. Your team is stupid. They don't know anything.
Oh well, you want to hear a little bit of trash talking from my teams then, because they're in the chat right now and they hate you just like
Yeah,
I
let's hear
do. Look, Sebi, he says, well, okay, first of all, Loganstein says Phil is all show, just like his glam bands. Very true. Sebi says Phil is like poison. Shit.
Right. Yeah. Sebi, you listen to Kiss, buddy. You listen to just a gimmick. All right. Poison is actually about the lifestyle, and they are extremely talented musicians. Kiss sucks. Then they took off their makeup and they sucked even more. All right, and they looked like old retards. All right.
Whoa.
Kiss. Fuck you, Sebi. Logan Stein.
on.
All my glam bands are extremely talented musicians. All right. They don't just play freaking power chords like all your favorite bands I bet do. Right. Chugga chugga chugga. That's what your favorite bands do. Well, my bands shred on a freaking guitar and are awesome.
Hey,
So
have you ever
could
heard?
die. Both of you can die. Kiss can die. Jack can die.
Whoa.
I don't like any of you.
Have you ever heard Sebi's music? Because I'll have you know, one of the greatest hits of our generation was from Raw's Fourth Hour, the song that he made, right?
It was
I
alright.
think it was called Fourth Hour's Only Begun, right? I mean, come on. That right there eclipses Kiss, it eclipses Poison. You're dead. You're done, buddy. You're done. And we've only gone through 4 picks each.
It's a pretty mediocre song. And honestly, Jack, you don't even know who my surprise guest is going to be. You're not even ready. Dude, you're not even ready for who my surprise guest is going to be. My surprise guest is going to blow you away, and you can't even imagine who it is. You literally can't.
You know, I'm ready. I'm
What's
ready
Urka
for
Jerk?
it.
What's Urka Jerk saying in the chat? Well, I'm a special delivery, like the package on your doorstep right now. It's true. I was on the debate team and won an award too. Yeah, she was on the debate team.
Sure.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, she was on a debate team. All right, she was. I didn't want to read anything else. She was on a debate team and won an award.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I
all
don't
right.
know if I would want anyone else on my team except for Urka Jerk.
Hey,
Like that's insanity.
I wanted Urka Jerk on my team too. She
I
was
know.
written down
she
as my
said,
first
I know
draft
so
pick.
many facts that sometimes I answer questions on Yahoo Answers for fun. She does this in her spare time when she has nothing else to do. She goes and answers questions for fun.
Okay.
That's
all
her
right.
entertainment. She lives for this.
I wanted Urka Jerk on my team, and you know what? You talk about questions. I want to ask Urka Jerk a question. Okay? Just
Okay.
for posterity. If you were able to choose, Urka Jerk, put you on the spot, which one of our teams would you have chosen if we didn't draft you? All right?
Urka Jerk.
Think that'll
Sometimes I ask the question just so I can answer it. I'm a top Wikipedia editor. Come on now.
All right. I'm impressed. Well, I think Sebi's a top Wikipedia editor too. He made, I think, if I'm not wrong, he made the Kevin Scampoli Wikipedia page. So, I mean, I'll just leave it at that. But regardless,
But he listens to Kiss.
true.
Right.
That's a good point. I have Urkajuk says I have no loyalty to anybody but PK. Sorry, that's fair. But we all know what you really meant by that. It's right here, right here. You would have picked me. I get it. It's cool. You don't have to say it, but
She wouldn't
winking
have
at you
picked
on stream. You get it. We have 2 more people to draft. One to each of our teams, right? Now, here's the question. Phil, can you see this for me because I cannot see it on the stream manager for whatever reason. Do me a favor, take a look at who's in chat right now. Because we talked about this earlier. We decided that one of the final 2 draft picks would be either Bionics or Jomo, depending on who showed up to the chat first. So
Bionics is in it.
Bionics is in the chat and Jomo's not?
Yep, Jomo's not here.
All right. Hate to break it to you, Jomo, but looks like Bionics will be one of the draft picks. So, but regardless, doesn't necessarily mean he's been picked already.
Yeah.
We have 2 people to pick. Who is your final draft pick?
Bionics started streaming instead. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's. No, this is hard. Because it's kind of like, the old wise man versus the young fuck.
Sounds like an easy choice when you put it like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go with Bionics.
Okay. All right. Bionics.
The wise old man.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
Well, that means I am left with it not in terms of how much we wanted you, not in terms of skill, but just happens to be the final draft pick. And my 5th member on my team is Dreadmane.
Yep.
So do with that what you will. We have 5 members on each of our teams. Let me run this down for you if I can remember properly. I think
I'll run it down.
You run it down. You got them written down.
Yeah. Okay. So Jack's team is just so bad.
All right, I wasn't looking for
It's
bias. Just
embarrassing.
read the names, asshole.
All right. Jack's team is Patrick, Sebi, Logan Stein, Deathmatch Russell, and Dreadmane.
Yep.
And now my beautiful team, my wonderful, amazing, phenomenal team, my winning team, the team on the right side of history, is Urka Jerk, Bald Steve, A Shot of Wrestling, Coyote Omega, and Bionics. Oh man, what a team! What a team I have! I have the best team ever. I can't think of a better team. I mean, honestly.
Both of our boys in the chat, will Phil wear the hat and turn on his team? Now, if you don't know, if you're on the podcast and you don't remember that, there was the whole Wayne's World debacle.
Oh, nope.
I'm scared.
Nope.
I'm scared of that possibility.
Nope.
But
as
if it
long
does
as I have
happen-
my Hooters glasses, I'm good.
Okay, the Hooters glasses. Yeah, stay calm. The Wayne's World hat, if it does come into play, I'm cool with it. If you turn on your team, I'm cool with it. To be honest, my
No.
team is taking this shit.
Not even the hat would want you to win.
Not even that. My final draft pick, the Wayne's World hat.
That's your draft pick?
No.
Wow.
So what I just want to say as a final statement here, my team is taking this shit, and I am taking a shit on you next week, because my team, your team, 5-on-5 Survivor Series style. Oh, but almost forgot the curveball. Actually, it's 6-on-6 Survivor Series +1 style. Was it a baker's dozen? I don't know. 6 members on each team. We've drafted
Right.
5 each.
Right.
And then we each get to pick a mystery member. You can pick whoever you want. This could be anybody in the world. It could be anybody. You could draft fucking John Cena. You could draft Stone Cold Steve Austin. You could draft Barack Obama. I don't know. You draft anybody. I can draft anybody. And next week, you'll find out who those people are. And that sixth member of the team, well, that sixth member of the team may make all the difference. Or it may cost your team. Who knows? But that's next week.
Who knows?
Next week, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The biggest episode of FightGeist in history. The biggest podcast event ever. You have to be there. Whether you're on a team, whether you're in the chat. FightGeist 25 is going to be like nothing you've ever seen. Now, Phil.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be really embarrassing for you, but whatever. Urkajar, Coach, can I call you Coach? Coach, will you lock the hat in another room next week? Yeah, I have a safe for it. It's not even gonna be in the room. It's gonna be another house. All right, just don't worry. That hat is not coming out. And yes, you can call me Coach. Logan Stein says Urkajar is the real weakness to Phil. She'll throw because she's a Pat simp and she wants me to win. Yeah, I don't think so, buddy.
I hope so.
I'm the team captain for Team Phil, #Team Phil. Yeah, you are. Urkajerk is the official team captain. All right. Yeah, Urkajerk at Logan Stein. You don't know me, homie. Yeah, you don't know her. You piece of trash. You loser, Stein. You're on the wrong side of history, and it's a shame, really. I feel bad, but what can you do? What can you do? Some people are just destined to win, and some are just destined to lose. And everyone on my team is destined to win. And Jack, next week, you're going down, bud.
Is that right?
It's gonna be a long, cold night for you, because you're just gonna be sad and lonely and a loser. Oh my God! And I'm not only gonna be Mr. Predictions, but I'm also gonna be Mr. Trivia.
Well, that all remains to be seen, because right now, I'm Mr. Trivia. I'm Jack Peterson. I'm Ajax. I'm Mr. Clean. I'm soon to be Mr. Predictions. I'm 25 episodes of FightGeist, 25 weeks strong. I'm the man of 1,000 strongly wrestling opinions. I'm the superior team captain, team coach, if you will. Next week, Phil, I'm going to murder you. Every one of my team members is going to murder every one of your team members. I hate to say it, because I like some of the people on your team. I like all the people on your team. But they're not going to measure up to my team. We're going to take you down. You're going to lose. You're going to feel what it's like to be embarrassed in front of everybody, because you're usually not. You're usually ahead of me in the predictions. You lost to me in trivia, and you're going to lose to me again. And I hate to say it, but that's how it's got to be. Look, all that is secondary to the fact that next week we are celebrating 25 weeks of our show, FightGeist. We started this just a small experiment. We wanted to see how we could do a podcast together. We wanted to see if we could do a podcast together, and I think we've achieved what we wanted to achieve. FightGeist has grown into a pretty cool thing, and next week, it's going to grow even more, because next week is episode 25, the greatest podcast in the history of our sport, the alternative wrestling podcast. Tell your friends, tell everybody you know, that next week is a turning point, not just for FightGeist, but for all of society. The world as we know it. Next week, the 25th anniversary of FightGeist. Keep listening.